Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I want to talk about going all in. It's not something that I generally I think I've done it before, but I generally don't recommend for anybody. Let's talk about it. So today I just want to talk about going all in. I think it's something that, at least in the United States, I think is appealing to people. It appeals to me. I've done it. I think there's kind of this romantic feeling about it. We have different icons, both in comics and in real life, that of people that have, gone all in, and it has really, really paid off for them. They're exceptional people. They've done exceptional things. I mean, one of the ones I just thought of, which I'm a big fan of, is got to show the comics, is Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba, rest in peace. And I think he, there's a number of people like him that we celebrate and should celebrate because of their passion, because of their commitment, motivation. They've really gone all in, and they were really successful doing it. And I've done that a couple times. My first company, I went pretty all in, quit my job, the whole thing. But I mean, I wasn't stupid about it. I worked, got the company set up for 2 years before I, quit my job, etc. But that ended up working out for me. But I think there's the three reasons I want to talk about that I think maybe going all in isn't the best idea. Okay, number one, when you are all in on something, put all your money into something, or, it does create a certain amount of desperation, which is motivating. But on the other hand, depending on who you are and your levels of experience, it actually hurts you in your ability to make good decisions. I've experienced that. I think when you're in that scenario, that's when you need to have good mentors, friends, family, etc., to help you, because there will be tough decisions, and it's hard when you're all in not to make decisions based on those emotions when you want to obviously look at all the different options. So that's something I think that if you are all in or decide to go all in, you want to make sure you have in place. The second thing I would say is when you're all in and you think that's the best thing ever, and we all have experienced that, right? There are other things that come up that also seem to be very good opportunities. And so when you're all in, you do not have the capital, the assets, whatever you want to call it, to pivot and take advantage of that. And that's what I see happen to people most often, is they're all in, they see something better, and they can't easily get out of what they are in without losing some money. And sometimes they decide to. So they change gears, it's often not a bad thing to decide to change gears. They end up losing money in the one thing, and then they switch to the other, and then this is a pattern, right? They jump onto that, and that doesn't work. So that's another difficult thing, I think. When you're all in, there are opportunity costs. You can't pivot as quickly as you might want, and sometimes you see something better that's interesting, that could make you more money or whatever. I think the third thing is, once you're all in on things, there is some sacrifices you make to your lifestyle, whether it be working like insane hours, which I've done. And what I mean by insane hours, I mean like 8 to midnight every day of the week. On Saturdays, like 10 to 5, and Sundays like 10 to midnight, again and again and again. To a certain degree that's fun, but to a certain degree that's not fun, and everything suffers. Your relationships with people. I mean, I've missed bills because I've been working too much. You have the money, but you actually don't even have enough time to pay your own bills, which might seem insane to people, but that's happened to me. Not lately, but when I was much younger, working on things. So, and the reason why I say that that's not necessarily good is because, I think the more you do it, the more you realize it's all a journey, right? You think whatever you're doing is a journey, and you're trying to experience it, and you want it actually to be as good an experience as you can. So, and that helps you keep your mind right, understanding it's a marathon, not a sprint. Now, there are sprints, and maybe it makes sense to go hard for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And that I've done that, and that certainly has helped me in my life. But for the long term, I think when you're doing it, you're all in, everything is suffering, and you look back, maybe you look back because you're proud of yourself that you did that, but really your standard of living is really low, and that's not fun. I think you want to try to, do a lot of great things, but also, enjoy your life, enjoy the people around you. If you have kids, enjoy your kids, etc. I think that's important. And I've learned that more and more as I've gotten older, and I try to keep that in mind. So those are kind of the reasons why I think, going all in may not always be the best option. So let me talk about what I do now. So what I've learned is, classic, it's a marathon, not a sprint, blah, 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 blah. And I try, once again, I'm a numbers guy, so I always go to the numbers. So what I try to do is do an extra 20%, not 100%. That's where I think you get in trouble. So what is a 20%? What I try to do is take, 10, 15% and put it towards interesting, speculative investments that I find interesting, whether that be comics, whether that be, OMI tokens or whatever it might be. And then I try to save 10% on whatever I am doing, and then take that money and also invest it. So that creates the 20%. So what do you mean? So let's talk about it. Okay, so obviously it's easy to look at what money you have. You save 10%. You do something, invest it somewhere that you think is going to make money. That makes sense. So you do that. Okay, not a problem. So, but the saving 10% is interesting. So that what that means to me, and I think we've all got that first paycheck, or it's a little bit extra money, and you're excited, and you want to, buy some new shoes, go out to eat, go on a vacation, whatever it might be. And I'm not saying don't do that. Obviously do that. I do that. We all do that. But can you reduce it by 10%? I think it's a good mentality to have. Certainly as you get more money, more wealth, that's one of the games, is to not blow it all out, right? You always hear about these people. But I think if you're always in this mode of let's dial it back 10%, you can't go wrong. And then of course you're going to have extra money. So perfect examples that I give and a lot of people give is, maybe don't go to Starbucks or Caribou every time, or your local coffee shop. Going out to eat. All these types of things. When you're looking for a car, do you buy this car, or can you buy, a step down? That's, all cars these days are actually really nice. Most cars are pretty nice these days. I try, a perfect example would be like this phone. Okay, so this is my phone. It is an iPhone 10. Okay, that's 4 years old. Could I afford to get an iPhone? I guess it would be 13. Yes, I can afford it. Do I want an iPhone 13? Yes, I want an iPhone 13. Apple, you have gotten me. But I try to, is it going to help me? Is it not? And so in every aspect, I try to cut back that 10% to try to. Then I do have extra money that I can invest and do other fun stuff in, whatever it might be. And so that is kind of my mentality towards it. I'm not saying it's right. It's not saying it's wrong. It's not saying I even do it every single time. Trust me, I have not done it every single time. In a lot of ways I have, But the other thing I do is, one more thing, is I try to, rather than buy something right away, I try to understand how it's going to help me, and then kind of make myself work for it. I don't even know what other way to say it. So a perfect example of that would be this camera. So I got on YouTube. I've been on YouTube like 14, 15 months now. I obviously could have bought this camera, right away when I started. Instead, I used much to the chagrin of many of my early viewers, I used the camera and mic on my phone for the first 12 months, which probably didn't help my YouTube channel much. But I was kind of testing myself. Am I going to be able to do this for a year? Am I going to stick with it? Do I like it? I don't know. Rather than go out, blow out all this money, get cameras, lights, microphones, the whole shooting match, I decided to see if I was going to be really interested. And then after a year, I said to myself, if I was still doing it, if I still really enjoyed it, which I do, then get a camera, then get a mic, then buy a light. And so I've done that. It's been exciting, probably more exciting for my viewers maybe than even for me. And of course, I'll continue to level up that stuff. And but it's not, I still think, at least in terms of some of the, and maybe I need to take it more seriously, right? As my channel has grown, and I really appreciate that for all you guys. But, the lights were given to me for free from somebody. The camera I got used. This mic is I think it was $20 at Best Buy. And so it's still, I'm trying to practice this 10% less, and that provides me with some extra money to do other things. That's kind of my recommendation. And so that's just kind of my thoughts on it. I think it was spurred mainly because of some of the discussion I had in one of my other videos when I talked about I wanted people to be careful about putting too much money into OMI or any speculative thing that they think is, going to make them millions and millions of dollars. Some of them may. It may. I hope it does. But that's my thoughts for today. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon.